looked, from where I was standing at least, to be a young man, did not look to be, particularly armed. And again, that was confirmed by the fact that the police ultimately removed his clothes. They didn't find any explosive devices on him. And at one point, we can clearly see from where we were lying, from where we were standing, where his body was lying, both of his hands were open, and both of his hands did not have a knife.
All right, of course, that was disproven. Robert Spencer, director of Jihad Watch and vice president of the American Freedom Defense Initiative, AFDI, joins us. Hey, Robert, it's not just MSNBC, but this Ayman Mohyeldin is really over the top. How he still has a job, I don't know.
It's really astonishing that they even corrected him on the air. I guess they had to. But what he was saying when he was lying, it's funny how he says, from where we were lying, because I was thinking, you've been lying all the way through. And the thing is that his saying that the Palestinian Jihad terrorists did not have a knife was in line with what MSNBC always does. And the falsified map is another example.
Well, yeah, let's put up that falsified map. Here we have there was an interview with Martin Fletcher, and they put up these progression of maps, and they go. The first one is from 1946, before the modern-day Israel, and it shows Palestine with Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. I mean, this whole thing is insane. I mean, anybody who knows anything, for one, knows. I mean, who is the guy? Who is the leader of Palestine? Who is the king or the premier or the president or the prime minister? And if everybody knows, Jordan controlled Jerusalem until Israel took it in the war. So, I mean, how do they get away with this?
Well, they get away with it because precisely people don't know what you're saying, Steve. They don't know that history does not back up the Palestinian claims. They're being lied to by MSNBC and others, and they've been lied to for years. And like you said, it's not just MSNBC, it's the BBC, the Los Angeles Times. All their coverage has been absolutely out of control and biased against Israel. So it's no wonder people fall for things like this.
Right.
But you're absolutely right. There was never a state of Palestine. And if the map were correct, it would have the territory of the state of Palestine being absolutely nothing up until the last few years when the Israelis gave Gaza back to the Palestinians. I shouldn't even say back. You see, there I do it myself. And the areas of the West Bank that are under the control of the Palestinian Authority.
Right.
This is the first time in history that any people called the Palestinians have ever had any.
Right, and it's only because Israel took the land from other countries, from Egypt, from Jordan, and then gave it to the Palestinians. It was controlled by Egypt and Jordan, and the Golan by Syria, and then Israel was attacked, won it in the war, and then now it's been said and accepted they gave it back to the Palestinians who never had it. But let's move on. Israel did something today. I'm pretty sure you're aware. Actually, yesterday they got one of the co-founders of Hamas and arrested him for incitement. You know, they could just as easily do this to Abbas.
Oh, absolutely. Abbas is very much guilty of incitement, and the kinds of things that air on Palestinian TV are just hair-raising. Open calls to kill Jews, open calls to run them down in cars, and then we see it happen, to stab people, and then we see the spate of stabbings. There was a Muslim cleric who was saying in his sermon, this real spiritual guy, stab Jews, cut them into body parts, and then people actually do this. And most of these people are never arrested, never apprehended. Mahmoud Abbas is just as guilty as the rest of them of this kind of incitement, and he really ought to be arrested. But I'm sure they don't arrest him because the international outcry would be too great.
Mahmoud Abbas is Yasser Arafat in a suit, and Yasser Arafat, notwithstanding Larry King having him on his TV show years and years ago and saying, "Hey Yasser, what's with the hat? Tell us about the hat," is the biggest killer of Jews since Adolf Hitler.
Yes. Absolutely. And the genocidal incitement that goes out on official Palestinian Authority auspices is ongoing, and it's hair-raising. People don't even believe it. You know, when Pamela Geller and I put up the ads that quoted Hamas saying killing Jews is worship that brings us closer to God, most of the media coverage acted as if we had fabricated the quote or that it was a parody. And they didn't realize this was actual Hamas television. This is the kind of thing that goes out regularly.
And school books and textbooks. And by the way, Americans are subsidizing that through their tax dollars because we support the Palestinian Authority. And it's, you know, it's Mahmoud Abbas, and we don't have a lot of time, but quickly weigh in on him just recently saying he relishes every drop of Jewish blood spilled in Jerusalem.
Yes, in Jerusalem, as you noted, it was never Palestinian. It was under Jordanian control and Gaza under Egypt, and you never heard about any cry for Palestinian statehood back in those days.
Absolutely not. Hey, great to talk to you, Robert. We'll speak to you again soon.
Pleasure, Steve.
All right,
Thank you.
You probably heard about the shocking new book, Unlikable, The Problem with Hillary by Edward Klein. Unlikable has already skyrocketed to the top of the bestseller list. In Unlikable, Ed Klein offers a stunning, powerful expose of Hillary Clinton and her floundering race for the White House. Klein also reveals the angry rivalry between Hillary and Barack Obama. Unlikable retails for $29.95, but you can get it with our free offer. So get this almost $30 value free today. Just go online or call the toll-free number on your screen. So do it now. Check out our incredible offer right now.